So according to your request, I can reflect into the meanings of this song we have just sung. Song by Thakur Bhaktivinod Atmanivedanam Tua Pade Kori Hoini Paramasuk. We have already read out the translation, so you understand the meanings. So I will just try to give some illuminations on this. So let me first make some introduction about the very nature, intrinsic nature of this song. This is very much educative song about how to live a family life for Krishna. In other words, what should be the ideal way to live a Krishna conscious life, live a family life in Krishna consciousness. This song is an ideally educative song for that. When we know how to engage in the activities of the family life of Krishna instead of just my family with these sentiments of I, me, mine, then actually each and every activities of that Krishna's family life takes us towards liberation. It liberates us from the action and reaction of the karma instead of binding us by action and reaction. See, Thakur Bhaktivinod actually explain the principle of how to perform, how to actively engage in Krishna's family life instead of one's own mundane, personal one. See, and the very mood, very temperament, attitude, feelings of living Krishna's family life has been described through this song. What should be, as Thakur Bhaktivinod actually described from his own realization, about what should be the mood and attitude and feelings of living Krishna's family. Never considering it's my family, I am the head of the family, I am master and controller. Rather, the whole mood, attitude, temperament should be all belonging to Krishna. Actually, I am living in Krishna's family as a caretaker. Like we see, one may have a big palace. Suppose you can have a big palace, but while you think it's owned by me, it is mundane concept. But as a devotee thinks, with a devotional temperament, feelings, thinks, I am not the owner, I am just caretaker. Simply caretaker on behalf of my divine master. Then it becomes bhakti. It becomes devotional mood, devotional relation with Krishna. Thakur Bhaktivinod was a great, great example of living a life of grihasta ashrama in Krishna consciousness. I repeat, leading a life in grihasta ashrama in Krishna consciousness. How to do that? Narrated, described through such devotional song. And his feelings, his realization about it all is so blissful, so great, ecstatic, blissful. Chaudika ananda dekhi. He says, once I surrender myself, once I have surrendered myself to you, Lord, to your lotus feet, the solace of all fearlessness, okay, and happiness, I actually feel, I realistically feel and experience a mystical divine happiness all around me. Okay, what I never experienced before, but such experience appearing in my life with my loving surrender, with my unconditional loving surrender to you, my Lord, accepting your shelter with all my heartfelt devotion. So, once I do that, okay, I feel some joy all around me. I can experience some waves of divine joy all around me, coming from you by your mercy. And I am more and more realizing, accepting shelter under your feet, in your holy feet, is a great solace. It brings great relief in my life, everyone's life. There is no, okay, it's the source of all optimisms, all immortal hope. So shelter of your lotus feet is the source of all immortal hopes, positive hopes of high-class spiritual achievement, divine achievement in my life. Okay, it makes me find myself in immortality, some immortal taste of nectarine life in relation to you. Amrita Adhar Tumharo Charanantar. Prabhu, in other words, I can realize now, I can directly experience your lotus feet means your shelter is the paragon of all divine nectar, is the reservoir, unlimited reservoir of all divine nectar. Now I am tasting it, I am receiving a glimpse of taste, so much of its taste after I surrender to you, with my loving surrender to you, my Lord. You are very merciful. I can feel your divine grace, your mercy, through my ecstatic experience of yourself. So long I was feeling so restless, unpeaceful, to live in my material family life. Now, as I have begun to live your family life, live in your family, with your divine consciousness, I feel greatly restful, very happy, satisfied, greatly satisfied in my heart. It's an experience of divine satisfaction. And then he explains the mode of how to engage in Krishna Samsara, Krishna family life. That my position is to engage in ecstatic love service to you, O my beloved Master, beloved Lord. Okay, to please you. That's my goal. I repeat, all my goal from now on is to just engage in your ecstatic love services, to bring pleasure to you, to please you. Okay, and then whatever is left by you, for me, I will accept them as prasadam and happily live my life on your prasadam. I won't do anything for myself separate from your interest. But I merge all my personal interest with your interest, with your service interest. And I feel so much satisfied to be in that position. My life is well maintained. I can feel my life is well maintained, sustained by your remnants. After I offer everything to you, then you always graciously leave so many things for me to accept as prasadam. Okay, and I experience that blessed life now, to live on your prasadam. All my activities in your family life, all the fruits of all my activities in your family life is meant to be offered to you. I don't want to be the enjoyer of the fruits of my service activity. Oh Lord, I offer all of them to you. And then, after you accept them, then whatever remnants left for me, I will be very happily sustaining my life with that. Gaur Hari Bol says, Tomaro Sevai Dukha Hai Jato. Sometimes, in my way to serve you, I know some taste can appear. Different types of taste can appear in my life to examine the quality of my devotion to you, whether my faith is vulnerable or invulnerable, whether it easily fluctuates as soon as I find myself in some austere condition, adversity. All my faith is gone, it just fluctuates from you, or still, even during my adverse period, I still continue with full faith and devotion to you. I know you sometimes send tests to test in my life, to find out what quality of devotion I have got, how much conditional, how much unconditional. So I know sometimes I'll receive some test from you to pass through in order to test the quality of my devotion. Okay. When I'm in happiness, when I take happiness to serve you, when everything is very comfortable and all environment is very favorable and comfortable for me, then I feel so happy to serve you. As soon as I have to take any austerity for you, then I don't like to serve you. Then it means I am not a qualified devotee. My quality of devotion is very fragile, easily breakable, very fragile. As soon as some distress comes, worldly misery comes, my all faith and devotion is gone. So it cannot be like that. I am supposed to have a firm devotional faith, firm devotional, supposed to have a firm faith and devotion to you, to become a real devotee. Okay. Independent of mundane misery and happiness. And I should understand that when I'm taking some miserable experience for your cause, going through some miserable experience, for your sake, for the cause of your service, then I know finally that will actually, my such position will actually destroy all the mundane miseries eternally. Okay, like taking some bitter medicine, although medicine tastes bitter, but it actually brings the health, destroy the disease, sickness, and promotes the health. Similar way, sometimes I may have to take some misery in the field of your service, may have to, or not all the time, may have to sometimes. But still if I pass through that experience happily, knowing, oh, I am taking it, I am making this sacrifice in my life for your sake, for the sake of your service. And such sacrifice will actually destroy all my mundane miseries in the long run, in consequence. So, sometimes in the process of treatment we have to take some austere things, injection, bitter tablets, okay, something we don't like. But we find a good result, healthy result in the long run by going through that treatment. That way. So it's like that. Tomar seva sukha dukha. The happiness, see, whether pains or pleasure taken for your cause, for the cause of your service, are always the source of paramo sampada nasha avidu. Always brings a great treasure in my life. It always brings a great good, great treasure in my life. So I know, and so I know I need to pass through that taste, my Lord, to prove the quality of my devotion, that my faith and devotion to you not conditioned by mundane experience of well and woe, happiness and pleasure. It is firm through both situations. And then finally I can realize, I can have some experience of this divine, eternal divine relationship with you, which is unparalleledly beautiful, which is so, okay, which is an invaluable treasure in my life. What is that? That, oh Lord, I fully belong to you. Okay, I have taken full shelter in your lotus feet. I have surrendered myself, so I have become fully belonging to you. I know when I can become fully belonging to you, at some point you will also graciously be belonging to me. Okay, as I can wholeheartedly be belonging to you, at some point you will also be belonging to me as my beloved divine Lord of my life, the supreme subject and object of all my loving devotion. And I want to be established in that eternal beloved relationship with you, that I belong to you, you also belong to me. Oh Lord, please know, please consider me in this way, that I fully belong to you. If I cannot give myself fully to you, please you take, you kindly, you mercifully absorb all my heart and soul, everything, all my life for you. once I have that qualification, then I know at some point you will also mercifully give yourself to me. You can also become belonging to me. And that would be the highest ambrosial loving relationship between you and me and you. I am hankering. I am eternally hankering, deeply hankering for having that quality of relation with you in eternity, that I fully belong to you in love, and you also are belonging to me in the merciful love towards me. And once I can attain that state of relationship with you, I know I will be swimming in the ocean of nectarian joy. I will be swimming in the divine ocean of nectarine bliss, engaged in love services for you, towards you. And then all kinds of my efforts and endeavors will only be meant to please you, to bring you happiness. And the more I can please you, make you happy with my services, in return, the more I will receive the same in my life. It's a reciprocative relationship. The more I can make you happy, I can please you, the more I can also be satisfied and be happy in return. Tasting your nectar, love nectar. Gaur Hari Bol. So, I know. Bhaktivinod Anande Dubiya Tomar Shivaratari. Okay, he also mentioned in between, like, Purva Itihas Bhulinu Sakal Seva Sukha Premane. Lord, by receiving the taste, divine taste in your service, I just forgot. I simply forgot all my past history, mundane past history of my life. I don't bother anymore. Okay, they cannot affect me anymore, because I have received the solace, nectarine solace. I have found my nectarine solace in your lotus feet. Now I am experiencing the blissful taste of my relation with you. So, by being absorbed in the world of your loving devotional service, now I don't care, I don't bother anymore, okay, about my past life history. No more affected by that. I just forget. Automatically forgetting all this. Because I can experience. Now I am awakened on the divine plane of my super soul and super soul, on the plane of divine realization of my relationship with you, that actually, in reality, I fully belong to you and you also belong to me. Why should I be wasting my time, energy around other mortal things other than you? Why should I be bothered to run after some material achievement, only some limited mundane achievement other than you, without you, my Lord? Now I am sensing, rather tasting my ambrosial fulfillment of life. Ambrosial fulfillment of life in love relation with you. So, now I am swimming in the ocean of divine bliss, being engaged in ecstatic love service to you, ecstatic love relation with you. This is my experience, my Lord. You know everything, but still I take great happiness to explain that, describe that to you as my offering to you. Okay. Gaur Hari Bol. So I did not explain each and every line literal way, but I just gave some illumination, explain about the inner mood, okay? Mood and the nature of the song. One of the great songs to give us some idea, not just knowledge, some idea, some feelings about loving surrender to Lord. Loving surrender and having eternal love relationship with our beloved Lord, engaged in loving services, His divine loving services. Gaur Hari, Nitai Gaur Hari.